Привет! So, why are you learning Russian? No, seriously, the why is the core thing here. Just being curious about a certain language is great, but having a steady motivation will help you be consistent in learning. So, what is yours? In this video, we'll cover 7 most common reasons for learning Russian. And you'll learn how to say each of them in Russian. Поехали! Ты неплохо говоришь по-русски. Ты учишь русский? Почему ты учишь русский? Зачем тебе русский? Для чего? We've just covered most of these words in our previous lessons, so I hope that you've had no trouble understanding the questions. Can you remember how you say I am learning Russian in Russian? Я учу русский or я изучаю русский язык. What's the difference between these two, by the way? If you need a refresher, you can find it here in this video. To tell someone the reason why you're learning Russian, you'll say «Я учу русский, потому что…» and then your reason. Or «Я учу русский, чтобы…» and then your goal. As you can guess, «потому что» means because and explains the reason. And чтобы means so that, in order to, and helps you to express the purpose of you learning Russian, what you're doing it for. The phrase I want to speak Russian fluently will sound in Russian as Я хочу свободно говорить по-русски. Свободно means freely, fluently. Я хочу свободно говорить по-русски. The most common reason for learning Russian among my students is, first of all, because they enjoy the Russian culture, because they're interested in the Russian people, Russian cuisine, and they like the way the Russian language sounds. I mean, it makes sense. It would be more difficult to find joy in learning a language you need that you're not really into. So, how do you frame all that in Russian? To say that you like something, you can use the phrase «мне нравится». Notice that this is a reflexive verb. I hope you remember that you always read such endings as «ца». «Мне нравится». It literally means that something is appealing to you. We'll look at this phrase in detail very soon in one of our upcoming videos. Я учу русский, потому что мне нравится русская культура, русская кухня и русские люди. Мне нравится Россия. Мне нравится русский язык. Я думаю, что русский очень красивый язык. Я думаю, что is a common and easy way to express your opinion in Russian. Another very common reason for learning Russian is because one or more members of a student's family already speak Russian. It could be grandparents who immigrated to another country years ago, and you'd like to connect with your roots. Or your spouse and his or her relatives speak Russian, and you'd like to take an active part in their conversations in Russian. So a simple way to frame it is «Я учу русский, потому что у меня русские корни. Моя бабушка из России. Мой дедушка из России. Мой папа из России. Моя мама из России. Моя жена говорит по-русски. Мой муж говорит по-русски. Friends and colleagues who speak Russian is another reason that motivates many to learn this language. Я учу русский, потому что у меня есть друзья из России. У меня есть друг из России. У меня есть подруга из России. Keep in mind that the words друг and подруга only mean a male or female friend in Russian and not someone you're dating. If you want to say that your girlfriend or boyfriend speak Russian, it will sound as моя девушка говорит по-русски. Мой парень говорит по-русски. In case you're learning Russian to have a career advantage, you can simply say «Я учу русский для работы». Для работы means for work purposes in general. A longer version can sound as «Я думаю, что русский пригодится мне на работе». Пригодится на работе means it will be useful, will be of help for my career, my job. Я учу русский, потому что я работаю с русскими. У меня есть русские клиенты. And how do you say that you work or study in Russia? Я работаю в России. Я учусь в России. Or у меня есть бизнес в России. There are a lot of people who love to travel and look at Russian-speaking countries as an underrated destination. Whether you're going to Moscow, St. Petersburg, or on a trans-Siberian journey by train, you want to speak at least some basic Russian. Russian is also very useful for going to such countries as Belarus, Ukraine, or Kazakhstan. Even in such countries as Georgia, Latvia, or Lithuania, there are still a lot of people who could rather speak and understand Russian over English. Я учу русский, потому что я хочу побывать в России. Я хочу побывать в России. Я хочу отметить Новый год в России, в Санкт-Петербурге. In case you've already been to a Russian-speaking country and you want to go there again, you can say «Мне нравится в России». И я хочу еще раз там побывать. And in case your goal is moving to Russia, you can say «Я учу русский, чтобы переехать в Россию». Я учу русский, чтобы переехать в Россию. To many, the reason they are learning Russian is because they enjoy listening to Russian music and they want to understand the lyrics. Others are fond of Russian movies and literature and would like to watch those movies or read those books without translation. Or you might be curious about the Russian perspective of what is going on in the world and want to hear the Russian news narrative in the original language without someone's interpretation. So how do you frame all these reasons in Russian? Я учу русский, потому что мне нравится русская литература. Я учу русский, чтобы читать русскую литературу в оригинале. Чтобы читать русские стихи в оригинале. Я учу русский, потому что мне нравится русская музыка. И я хочу понимать русские песни. Я учу русский, чтобы смотреть русские фильмы в оригинале. Чтобы читать и слушать русские новости в оригинале. And some people just love challenging themselves. They see it as a brain exercise that will keep their minds sharp. Or they simply enjoy learning foreign languages in general. So if that's your motivation, you can say «Мне вообще нравится учить языки». Я думаю, что учить языки полезно для мозга. Это вызов самому себе. And one more reason for learning Russian – the Russian soul, русская душа. There is a common belief among Russians that they have a soul nobody else can really comprehend. So wide that it's hard to grasp, impossible to understand. So learning the Russian language would be your first step to attempting to understand it. Я учу русский, чтобы понять загадочную русскую душу. I'm learning Russian to understand the mysterious Russian soul. Я учу русский, чтобы понять загадочную русскую душу. I think if you say that, you'll melt the ice in the conversation and make the person smile. A foreign language is a whole new world that you didn't know existed, but it's also the same world you live in. It gives you another perspective of what is going on in the world. You get to see the human history from a totally different angle. A foreign language changes your attitude towards the ideas you're accustomed to. Some researchers say that people can even have a different personality when speaking a different language. In the end, learning another language opens a door to better understanding people with a different upbringing, their way of thinking and their ideals. And through learning from that, you virtually expand your own experience and outlook.